Hey, everybody, I'm John Granado. That's Josh Jordan. You can hear us on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. You can also see Josh's work at sportsmaphouston.com. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet so you get all of our content here at SportsMap HOU. Justin Verlander, let's talk about this guy. He is unbelievable. I really don't think we give him enough love in this city. He is one of our – he's just, after 2 years off, to be doing what he's doing right now. We had Carl Ravitch on the other day and asked him about Justin Verlander. And I don't know that even I don't know that the nation is. I don't know we are. He is a gem. He's coming up on the threshold here where the next year's contract can pay off for him, where he has the player option, 130 innings pitched. He's coming up on that. That sucks because I don't want him to have a player option if you want to know the truth. But if you wanted to sign him, you had to do that. Should the Astros try to lock him up long-term if they can?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, he's been incredible, and I don't see how you don't look at this team and think it's because of Verlander. It's the pitching that's leading them, and he's just been fantastic. So, especially I was watching the Yankees versus the Mets and watching Scherzer the other night. It was last night, actually. That's what you need in these big series to beat the Yankees. You need a guy like Scherzer. That's our Scherzer, is Justin Verlander. You're going to need that guy. He's worth paying. I would want to keep him around, but it's going to cost you, John. It's going to cost you a lot.
Well, it's going to cost too much. If you're talking about Scherzer, I mean, Jim Crane ain't paying. He's not going to pay. 3 years, $130 million, over $40 million a year. I just don't see it. Now, it's a shorter-term contract. He's at his age, can you even give him 3 years, though?
I think you can. And my reference is our man Nolan Ryan. He had some of his best years. His age 40 season, he was great. He was leading the league in strikeouts, ERA. He was fantastic. In fact, at ages 40, 41, and 42, he had great years. And with Verlander, that's the difference here between him and Scherzer, is Verlander will be 40 in February. So you would be paying him for his 40, 41, and 42-year-old seasons, whereas Scherzer, he started this contract at 37, a 3-year deal, at ages 37, 38, and 39. So to me, I think you get a little discount there, with the pitcher in their 40s versus a pitcher in their late 30s. So I'm thinking maybe if it was 3 years, 100, maybe some opt-outs, if some type of injury where he doesn't hit this many innings that would give the Astros some protection, I'd be cool with that.
Well, we were asking, would Jim Crane do it? Question is, would Justin Verlander do it? I mean, after going through this year now, let's say he continues to do what he's doing now, even if he doesn't win the Cy Young, if McClanahan does, I don't know why he would, as opposed to Justin Verlander. But suppose he wins it or doesn't win it. If I'm his agent, we ain't coming to no terms with the Astros. I want him out there on the free agent market, see what he can get, because it's going to be big dollars.
It is. I have to think, though, if Verlander might want to take it like 2 years at a time right now, and here's why. He's trying to win a World Series. So I don't think he wants to lock himself into a situation where, who knows what the Astros look like in 3 years. We don't know. And Verlander might be thinking that too. Like, maybe let's do the LeBron thing and just maybe go 2 years at a time to give myself the best chance to be on a team that can win it all.
Well, it's going to be awfully important, this trade deadline then. Because is this team committed to winning a World Series? Because if I can opt out of a team that isn't committed, that isn't going to do everything they possibly can, you see the Yankees picking up Benintendi, or Astros, how are you going to counter that? Because you got to counter it because the Yankees got better. Are we going to get better? Are we going to be in that same conversation, or are we just going to try to win as many as we can and not go all the way? So this is an awful important time. This might be the most important time to find out whether or not Justin Verlander is going to come back.
Yeah, I think they're going to do something. We've heard how aggressive James Click is, and we've heard a lot of reports that they are out there being aggressive, talking to a lot of teams. They make a move every year. I'm not too worried about that. And as far as Jim Crane, here's what makes me think why he views Verlander differently. Dude is box office. He puts butts in the seats. Justin Verlander Day, there are way more people at the ballpark. So I think Jim Crane gets a little more back on his investment. Plus, if you do lock him up for a couple years, think of all those historic accomplishments that Verlander's going to hit with more strikeouts. And if it's another Cy Young and his wins, those are more reasons to get people out to the ballpark. That's something the Rangers realized with Nolan Ryan. All the, hey, 300 wins, everybody's coming out. 5,000 strikeouts, everybody's coming out. I think there's some money to be made with stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. He's moving up all kinds of lists. And maybe, just maybe, he'll play next year for that $25 million. No chance. Zero chance he's playing for that $25 million next year.